What are the key elements of a good gym design, but from a business's perspective and a customer's perspective?
I think they're two in the same, because the customer has to be happy, and that's ultimately, if the customer's happy, they're going to pay you for your services, so the business is happy. So for me, it's a case of a real consultative approach. I like to sit down with the customer, understand their requirements, pull a concept together, and then work through that concept with the customer, so that the customer has an understanding of why maybe certain things, in my mind, are in a certain place, or whatever it is.
Yeah, you want to understand the business.
Yeah, it has to be consultative. I always start my gym designs from the floor up in the same way as you do building a house. You know, I start with the foundation, which is the flooring, and then I start looking at, you know, the flow of the room in terms of how the person that's going to be using it day in, day out wants it to flow for the sessions they're running. And also, you know, look, the needs and the requirements of a gym. The needs and the requirements of a gym in, as an example, a Senko school, you know, or a Senko requirement in an educational setting, very different to the needs and requirements of England Rugby or Newcastle United Football Club. You know, so it has to be very specific to the project.
Okay, and what do you think? You know, obviously we use very much a consultative approach when it comes to working with our customers, with the businesses. What do you think, just, you know, to try to step out of that, and from a customer's point of view, that they look at as a key element for them? Because obviously they only look at the gym for their own needs, aren't they? You know, they're not looking at it for, you know, if we had to sort of generalise some, what do you think that they actually look for?
For them, it's mostly the visual aspect that we add to it. You know, we do put a lot of personalisation into our gym designs, which gives them a feel of ownership of the space rather than it just being a generic space. And I think that really helps. They don't always go for the personalisation, but it makes them feel a lot more valued having that.
Yeah, I think they in terms of it's a wow factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of when you get the customer's proud to have a membership sort of at that gym, and I do think if it was the difference for, you know, a couple of pound extra a month, they had the choice of, you know, a nice custom branded, you know, nice looking, nice feel sort of gym, or it was just a, you know, standard sort of blank sort of template. You know, I think they'd pick, you know, spending the extra few pound a month to go to the custom branded and the feel.
I believe so, but I also think that the customer values being a part of the design process and seeing how it actually fits together. Because in your head something may work really well, but actually until you see it in one of our 3D packages, and until you understand the space between two pieces of equipment, you never really know how that gym's going to turn out.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point you made there. Is, you know, when you're using sort of a design for that you create to a customer, you get a feel for that flow. And as we discussed earlier on, it's, you know, the flow of a gym is really important because people think, well, you know, I want 8 racks in that space, but they forget that 8 racks, you know, might fit in there. But then you've got the bars which sit outside of the rack area, and actually the space gets taken up pretty fast.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, look, the design package isn't the be-all and end-all, but it gives us a good starting point and a good understanding of how that space can work and what you could fit in there. But you're 100% right, you know, you could fit a certain number of racks in there, but can you safely lift with them in there? Is it practicable to put them in there, especially with the storage in between, or, you know, with access to the weight horns and such like? So it's a very good starting point.
Yeah. I think one of the key elements for gym design, I think that we offer, is the integrated storage.
Yeah.
So maximising the space within the gym. So, you know, we create room in other areas then for, you know, for other pieces of equipment or other exercises.
Yeah, and I mean, look, we're really lucky in the sense that we can go completely bespoke with that storage solution. I mean, we've had some gyms where we've put in, you know, 10, 20 Olympic bars in one bay, and then the following bay has had, you know, med balls, power bags, and plates at the bottom. You know, we're very, very lucky in the sense that we can change every single shelf option we want, or even, you know, custom manufactured shelves.
And from a price point perspective, is it really expensive? Is it?
It's no more expensive than having a standalone storage solution. I mean, obviously the price point varies depending on what your requirement from a shelving point of view is, but it's no different really to having, by the time you've added up, a toaster plate rack, band wall storage or bar storage, and all of that kind of thing. Actually, it's relatively economical, and it looks great.